Hello, welcome to Little Titan Studios, or welcome back if you've been here before. This is going to be my kind of weekly reality show about me trying to be a filmmaker, what I'm working on, and how I'm doing that. And this is, you get to join me on this journey, and you get to see all my flops, my mistakes, and hopefully my wins. But yeah, this is something I just kind of want to do week to week, letting you know what I'm working on, what I'm learning. And I appreciate your input or feedback. Or if you're learning from this channel, please join. Jump in. Let's go. Let's get it done. So, with that said, these are some of the things I've learned this week, and some of them were fun, some of them were not, and this is my journey to becoming a filmmaker, and thank you for joining me. So, let's get to it! Doug, what are you doing in a cage on Monday? It's not Wednesday. A dog cage, to be exact. Why am I in here? Well, like many of us, it's self-imposed. I was upset about not hitting my goal, and I started to kind of self-sabotage. I was supposed to have done tea 3 ways. I was supposed to have it filmed and done. And I decided to punish myself. Then I said, wait. Then I realized, wait. The whole goal of my page is consistency and just showing up. So I let myself off the hook. Well, sort of. And I extended the deadline. I said, hold on. Had I done that film, it would have been rushed and I probably would have made the same mistakes I've been making. Or I wouldn't have filmed at all because I would have succumbed to some weird, invisible social pressure that, we all have, where you just don't get anything done. And I feel better about that because, again, the old Doug probably would have just done nothing or put out some just garbage. But I'm okay. I'm choosing self-consistency over self-punishment. So I got to get out of this crate. Be back on Wednesday. Yes, I love this shot, guys. I love this shot. Let's get it. Let's work it. I need you to feel and look a bit more disorganized. I need more clutter. I need just stuff scattered everywhere. I need you to play that emotion of you just don't know what is what and where is what, okay? Action. Well, that was me, actually, this last week. I had stuff scattered everywhere. I didn't know what was charged and what was charged. I'd left batteries. I couldn't remember. My SD cards were out of their containers. I had microphones. My stuff was just scattered everywhere. And the reason I've been able to consistently film is because, well, I created a system where I had everything out. I knew where it was. And it wasn't like an obstacle to get to filming. And that was the reason I did it all. For instance, my softbox is out. I used to break that out and put it away every time. No, it's out now. And so, yeah, I just didn't get organized. Cords were dangling everywhere. And anyways, so although it kind of felt good, but it also felt depressing to get everything organized and my room cleaned again and everything to where I know it was, where it is. It's great. So that was one of the obstacles. Anyways, I gotta get back to filmmaking or trying to be a filmmaker. Oh, hey. So, the writing struggle, right? For me, the writing struggle this week has been, I'm transitioning from the idea of just cool shots, right? We all love them, telling a story. And that's where I've been as of late, or even just as new. I come up with these ideas for stories and I'm like, man, this would be a great shot. These are great shots. And then I go to film them or write them, and then I just realize I have a series of shots that don't really tell a story. So the biggest takeaway this week has been write my scripts, even if they're generic, even if they just tell a basic story, because again, I don't have much dialogue in any of my stuff. But yeah, even if it's the cat crosses the street, the cat looks at the window, the person in the window looks back to him. This is just an example, of course. I'm writing that out. I'm also, like I said, I'm not writing it and then thinking about how I'm filming it. I'm sure that muscle will come later, but right now I'm just writing the script and then I'm letting it sit for a day or two, like Stephen King does. He writes it, he lets it sit for a week or month, I can't remember what he does, and then he revisits it. So tonight I'm going to look at my 3 scripts I have for Tea 3 Ways, example that's coming out here shortly, and I'm going to look at it, and I think now I can maybe think about how I'm going to film it or what I'm going to omit. For me, writing at this stage, there's still stuff that I'm struggling with as I'm learning to tell the story. There's a fine line for me, right? There's a fine line with what do I really want to film to tell the story? Or is that just all like, is that just too much? Remember, I'm trying to be consistent with my filmmaking. There's a Western version of How to Make Tea 3 Ways, and I really wanted this location. I thought it would be cool. I really wanted costumes and whatnot. And again, you'll hear this a billion times. The reminder was, tell the story. So you're gonna get a Western set in modern Chicago on a porch, probably, most likely. And that's okay. And again, the goal is to keep me consistent and film with what I have, my resources, and that's the whole goal of this channel. Well, I gotta get back to thinking about cool shots. This guy here. Spoiler alert, did he die? I don't know. Yes, scheduling and structure. That has been the biggest win for me, and it's been the biggest thing I've done this actual last week. I actually sat down and planned out my whole week. I've never done that. I have my full-time job, which is waiting tables, and then I said I'm going to treat this like my other job to get good at it. If I've done 10 to 15 hour days in the restaurant industry and most of the time I hated it, well, I can do 10 to 15 hours if I can doing this because I love it. I figured out what I was going to post. I came up with a structure for how I was going to do things, and I'm going to test it out for the next month or two. I mean, I used Claude, I used ChatGPT just to kind of give myself a structure to where I was going to post things and how I was going to post things and how I could split these videos up into clips and maybe make them reels. I know for me, structure, and probably a lot of creative people, is like, we hate it because we're creative and we've gotten by and we've figured out, we got resourceful by being creative, and that's how we probably got out of a lot of things or hard work. We learned to sidestep it by being creative. And there just comes to a point where they verge. And so, again, I'm treating this like a second job. So that's the biggest win. So that's all I've got for you. I thank you for joining me on this quick little video. As always, sis, thanks for being here. I mean, I do appreciate it. I know attention spans are short, and I know you might be watching me on your phone. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for liking my videos. Thanks for hearting my videos. If you have any questions or you have suggestions about how I can do things better, I'm all ears. Again, this isn't a how-to page. This is you just watching my journey, and I do appreciate you watching it. So I will see you next week or whenever. And again, don't be a stranger. Call me.